At the wedding, I received a text message about a money transfer. 50 million. Note, thank you for your care over the past 3 years. We are now even. On the stage, my wife was hugging her cousin affectionately. The whole audience burst into applause, and no one knew how ridiculous this wedding was. The notification sound of 50 million yuan arriving was particularly harsh amidst the wedding march. I stood in the audience and looked at the woman in a white wedding dress on the stage. Her name is Su Qingwen, my wife, and we have been married for 3 years. Today is her cousin's wedding and she is the maid of honor. But the note on the transfer of 50 million read, "Thank you for your care over the past 3 years, we are now even." My hands are shaking. On the stage, the groom was reading his vows. "I am willing to marry Su Qingwen, whether rich or poor." Wrong. The groom's name is Lin Haoran, and the bride should be someone else. Xiaohu bot protects files from piracy. When looking for a book robot, choose Xiaohu, which is stable and reliable, and you won't fall into traps. I stood there in a daze, my mind going blank. The guests around were clapping and laughing. Wow, Xiaoran and Qingwen are such a perfect match. What a well-matched couple, I'm so envious. I heard that Xiaoran's family opened 3 companies. Qingwen is considered to have married into a wealthy family this time. I felt like the world was spinning. When did Su Qingwen become a bride? Isn't she a bridesmaid? I took out my phone and frantically scrolled through my WeChat chat history. 3 days ago, Su Qingwen said to me, "Husband, my cousin is getting married, and I will be the bridesmaid. You don't have to go since you two are not familiar with each other." I also said considerately, "Okay, go ahead, I'll wait for you at home." Now it seems that the cousin she was talking about is the groom on the stage. And she is the real bride. I continued to scroll through the chat history. 1 month ago, Su Qingwen, "Husband, I'm very busy with work recently and may have to work overtime frequently." Me, "Thank you for your hard work. Take care of yourself." 2 months ago, Su Qingwen, "Honey, I have to go on a business trip for a week, please take care of yourself." Me, "Okay, be careful on the road." 3 months ago, Su Qingwen, "Honey, I want to learn yoga and I signed up for a private lesson." Me, "I support you, good health is the most important thing." Every message felt like a knife stabbing into my heart. What she said about working overtime, traveling, and learning yoga were all fucking lies. She was dating Lin Haoran and preparing for the wedding. And I, the legal husband, was kept in the dark like an idiot. The MC on the stage smiled and said, "Now, the groom can kiss the bride." Su Qingwen stood on tiptoe and took the initiative to kiss Lin Haoran. At that moment, I felt like my heart was being torn apart by someone's hands. She kissed me the same way when we got married 3 years ago. At that time she said, "Husband, I only love you in this life." Now, she kissed another man in the same posture. I couldn't control my tears. Everyone around was blessing him, and no one noticed the distraught man in the corner. I wanted to rush onto the stage to question her, to loudly tell everyone that this woman was married. But I can't do it. Because I saw the light in her eyes. That kind of light has never appeared when looking at me. She really loves Lin Haoran. And I was just a tool she used for transition. The phone rang again, a WeChat message. "Su Qingwen, Zhao Jianhua, let's get a divorce. I have already found a lawyer. You go to the law firm to sign tomorrow. The property division will be carried out according to the transfer amount. The house and the car will belong to you. My name is Zhao Jianhua, I'm 32 years old and I'm the financial director of a small company. 3 years ago, Su Qingwen and I fell in love and got married. She had just graduated from college and was working as a copywriter in an advertising company. I am 5 years older than her, have a stable job and income, and her parents are very satisfied. Our wedding was very simple, with just a dozen tables in the hotel. On the wedding night, she said, "Husband, we must live a good life and never be apart." I believe it. For 3 years, I treated her like a princess. I buy her whatever she wants. She said she wanted to learn how to put on makeup, so I enrolled her in a makeup class that cost 8,000 yuan. She said she wanted to buy a brand name bag, so I gritted my teeth and bought her a 20,000 yuan LV. She said she wanted to buy a new phone, so I gave her my iPhone 14 and went back to using my old phone. I thought my efforts could win her true love. Unexpectedly, she had already changed her mind. Moreover, his change of heart was so complete that even the divorce had to be resolved by transferring money. 50 million. To her, my 3 years of sincerity is worth 50 million. Xiao Jianhua? Why are you here? A familiar voice sounded behind me. I looked back and saw that it was my college classmate Wang Lei. Lazy. I forced a smile. Are you here to attend Xiaoran's wedding too? Wang Lei patted my shoulder and said, I'm the groom's childhood friend. What about you? I opened my mouth, not knowing how to answer. I can't say that I am the legal husband of the bride. I'm here to join in the fun. Wang Lei smiled. Xiaoran really married a good wife this time. Qingwen is not only beautiful, but also rich. I heard that her father has several factories in the south and his net worth is over 100 million. I was stunned. Is Su Qingwen's family rich? How come I don't know this? Her parents are ordinary workers and live in an old community. I have met her parents. They are very plain looking and dress simply. Lei Zi, are you mistaken? Wang Lei shook his head. It's impossible to be wrong, Xiaoran told me personally. Qingwen's family is in the textile business, and they are very famous in Jiangnan. My brain was racing. If Su Qingwen's family is really rich, why would they hide it? Why pretend to be an ordinary family? Why do you want to marry me, an ordinary financial director? Unless she was acting from the beginning. Marrying me was just a stepping stone for her. Now that she has found a better option, she wants to get rid of me, this burden. Lei Zi, what does Lin Haoran do? He runs a company, and I heard he has hundreds of people under him. But compared with Qingwen's family, it's still far behind. Wang Lei looked at the stage with envy. Xiaoran really climbed up this time. Climbing high? If Su Qingwen is really a rich girl, then she and Lin Haoran are a perfect match. And I am just a joke in her life. The wedding on the stage is still going on. The MC asked the newlyweds to exchange rings. I saw Su Qingwen take off the wedding ring on her ring finger and throw it into the trash can next to her. Then, she put on the diamond ring prepared by Lin Haoran. The diamond ring was at least 3 carats and sparkled under the light. It is many times more expensive than the ring I bought for her. Her face was filled with a happy smile, the like of which I had never seen before. It suddenly occurred to me that in the past 3 years, she has never taken the initiative to wear the wedding ring I bought for her. Every time she goes out, she takes it off and puts it at home. She said she was afraid of losing it. Now that I think about it, she was probably afraid of being seen by others. She was afraid that others would know that she was married. Afraid that it would affect her plan of catching a rich husband. I took out my phone and opened the photo album. There are many photos of us in it. But if you look closely, you will see that in every photo, her hand deliberately covers her ring finger. Even when taking pictures, you have to be careful with me. This woman's scheming is terrifying. Dear guests, now we invite the parents of the bride and groom to come on stage. The MC's voice sounded again. 4 people walked onto the stage. I know 2 of them, they are Su Qingwen's parents. But they were dressed completely differently today. Su Qingwen's father wore a custom-made suit and a Rolex watch. Su Qingwen's mother was wearing a high-end cheongsam and a pearl necklace around her neck. How can this be the simple working couple I know? They are clearly a pair of wealthy bosses. They were laughing happily on stage and there was no embarrassment at all. It was as if he had never seen me, his son-in-law. The MC continued, now please let the father of the bride speak. Su Qingwen's father took the microphone and cleared his throat. Dear friends and family, today is my daughter Qingwen's big day. Haoran is a good boy, and his mother and I are very satisfied. I hope they can grow old together and have a baby soon. Grow old together? Have a baby soon? I want to laugh, but I can't. Your daughter has a legal husband in the audience. How can you be so shameless? There was thunderous applause from the audience, and everyone was blessing him. But I felt like I was standing in another world, lonely like a ghost. The phone rang again. This time it was a text message: Zhao Jianhua, please come to Xingchen Law Firm at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I've sent you the address. Please bring your ID and marriage certificate. Su Qingwen. Marriage certificate. I remember that little red booklet, which is still in the drawer of our house. There are photos of the two of us when we were young, and our signatures. 3 years ago, the day we got our marriage certificate, she hugged me and cried. She said, "Husband, I am so happy, we are finally a family." Were the tears I shed at that time real or fake? Now that I think about it, maybe from that moment on, she was planning how to get rid of me. The wedding is entering its final stages. The bride and groom should toast to all the guests. They started from the main table and toasted table by table. I was sitting in the corner, so they shouldn't be able to toast me. But Su Qingwen still came over. She held her wine glass with a perfect smile on her face. "Thank you all for coming to our wedding." Her voice was sweet, just like when she spoke to me 3 years ago. I looked up at her. At such a close distance, I can clearly see her makeup. As delicate as a porcelain doll. She also saw me, and a hint of panic flashed in her eyes. But calm was soon restored. "Excuse me, sir, who are you?" She pretended not to know me. Really good acting. I stood up and took the glass of wine she handed me. "My name is Zhao Jianhua." Her hands trembled slightly. "Mr. Zhao, thank you for coming to our wedding." "You're welcome. I'll drink it all in one gulp and wish you a happy wedding and a long and happy marriage." She bit her lip and turned away. I looked at her back and felt hopeless. Just now, she called me Mr. Zhao. It was not her husband, nor was it Jianhua, but Mr. Zhao, who was like a stranger. This was the end of a 3-year marriage. I became a stranger in her eyes. The banquet was over and the guests left one after another. I also stood up and prepared to go home. "Jianhua?" A surprised voice called out to me. I turned around and saw that it was Su Qingwen's college roommate Li Meng. "Cute." Li Meng walked over quickly, her face full of confusion. "Why are you here? Didn't Qingwen say that you?" She stopped mid-sentence and her face turned grim. "What did she tell you?" I asked. Li Meng hesitated to speak. She said you are divorced and it was a peaceful breakup." "Divorce? Break up peacefully?" I smiled bitterly. "We are indeed getting divorced, and we will go to handle the procedures tomorrow." Li Meng's eyes widened. "What? Then today's wedding. At today's wedding, the bride is my wife." I said it very calmly. To be precise, she is my ex-wife. Li Meng covered her mouth. "Oh my god, how could Qingwen do this?" I patted her shoulder and said, Meng, don't tell anyone. Since she wants a new start, I'll help her." Li Meng's eyes turned red. "Jianhua, you treat her so well, how could she?" "Maybe I'm not good enough." I forced myself to smile and said, "I'm leaving first, and you should go back early too." I turned around and left the hotel. It was drizzling outside and very cold. I didn't bring an umbrella and just walked in the rain. The rain hit my face, and I couldn't tell whether it was rain or tears. 3 years. I thought we would keep going. I thought she really loved me. I thought those sweet words were sincere. Now I realize that it was all just wishful thinking on my part. From the very beginning, we are not from the same world. She is a rich girl, and I am just an ordinary office worker. Our union was a mistake in itself. Now, she is going back to her own world. And I have to learn to live alone. When I got home, the empty house made me feel suffocated. There are traces of her everywhere. The skin care products on the dressing table, the clothes in the closet, and the green plants she planted on the balcony. I walked into the bedroom, opened the drawer, and took out the marriage certificate. Her smile above is still so bright. I tore up the marriage certificate with all my strength, and the pieces scattered on the ground. Just like our broken marriage. My cell phone rang. It was a text message from the bank. Account balance, 50 million yuan. 50 million. She gave me the breakup fee. I remembered what she said: the division of property will be carried out according to the transfer amount. In other words, she wanted to get rid of our 3-year marriage with just 15 million. And she thought it was fair. I turned off my phone and fell asleep. Tomorrow, I'm going to the law firm to sign. After signing, we will have no relationship at all. She can be Lin Haoren's wife openly. And I have to learn to forget these 3 years. But I know that some wounds will never heal. Some betrayals can never be forgotten. Su Qingwen, you win. You get the life you want. I hope you won't regret it. The next morning at 8 o'clock, I showed up at the door of Xingchen Law Firm on time. The rain stopped, but the sky was still gloomy. I had my ID card in my hand. The marriage certificate had been torn up by me, but I took a photo to keep. The law firm is located on the 18th floor of a high-end office building and is luxuriously decorated. The receptionist saw me and asked politely, "Sir, who are you looking for?" "I'm looking for Su Qingwen's divorce lawyer." "Are you Mr. Zhao Jianhua? Please follow me." The receptionist took me into a meeting room. A middle-aged man in a suit was already sitting in the room. "Mr. Zhao, I am Lawyer Wang, and I have been entrusted by Ms. Su to handle your divorce matters." Lawyer Wang was very polite, but I could sense the contempt in his eyes. "Where is Miss Su?" I asked. "Miss Su has important matters to attend to today and cannot be present, but she has already signed all the documents." Lawyer Wang took out a stack of documents and placed them in front of me. "This is the divorce agreement. Please take a look and sign it if you have no problem." I picked up the agreement and read it carefully. The property division clause is very clear. The property belongs to Zhao Jianhua. The vehicle belongs to Zhao Jianhua. Su Qingwen paid Zhao Jianhua a one-time compensation of 50 million yuan. The two parties have no other property disputes. She seemed very generous, giving me her house and car. But I know in my heart that these things add up to only about 5 million. She used 50 million to buy my 3 years of youth, and she still felt very generous. "Lawyer Wang, I have a question." "You say." "How much personal property does Su Qingwen have?" Lawyer Wang was stunned for a moment. "Mr. Zhao, I can't disclose this." "So what is the name of her family's company?" Lawyer Wang's expression became a little embarrassed. "Mr. Zhao, these questions have nothing to do with divorce." "I see. They didn't want me to know Su Qingwen's true identity. Afraid that I would change my mind and redivide the property." "I have one last question." I looked directly into Lawyer Wang's eyes and asked, "When did Su Qingwen entrust you to handle the divorce?" Lawyer Wang flipped through the documents. "Half a year ago." "Half a year ago?" My heart skipped a beat. Half a year ago, Su Qingwen just started learning yoga. In other words, she had planned to divorce half a year ago. And I was like a fool, asking her about her well-being every day. "Mr. Zhao, do you have any other questions?" Lawyer Wang looked at his watch and said, "I have other cases to deal with this afternoon." I picked up a pen and signed my name on the divorce agreement. "When will the procedures be completed?" "Within a week. I will go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to handle the relevant procedures and will notify you when the time comes." I stood up and prepared to leave. "Mr. Zhao." Lawyer Wang stopped me and Miss Su asked me to tell you something. "What?" She said, "Thank you for your care over the past 3 years, and I hope you can find someone who truly loves you." I sneered, "Tell her for me, no need." After leaving the law firm, I felt a lot more relaxed. At least, this farce is finally coming to an end. I turned on my phone and saw a lot of missed calls. They were all calls from my mother. I quickly called back. "Jianhua, you finally answered the phone." Mom's voice was anxious. "Qingwen's mother just called me and said you want a divorce? What's going on?" I was silent for a few seconds. "Mom, we really want a divorce." "Why? Aren't you all fine? Qingwen bought me some nutritional supplements a few days ago." "Mom, this is a long story. Qingwen, she has someone else." There was silence on the other end of the phone for a long time. "Jianhua, please come home and we can talk about it in person." "Okay, Mom." I drove back to my hometown. My parents live in a small county town. The house is not big, but very warm. When my mother saw me, her eyes turned red. Janua, what's going on? How could Qingwen have someone else? I told him what happened yesterday. After hearing this, my mother was so angry that she trembled all over. I really misjudged Su Qingwen. Dad was smoking next to me and didn't say anything for a long time. After a while, he spoke. Janua, what are you going to do? Get a divorce and start over. What about property division? I showed them the agreement. After reading it, Dad frowned and said, Janua, this agreement is wrong. What's wrong? If Su Qingwen's family is really rich, then her deception of you during the marriage constitutes marriage fraud. You can ask for a redivision of the property. I shook my head. Dad, forget it. I don't want to have anything to do with her anymore. But, Dad, 50 million is enough. I can't spend it all by myself. Dad sighed. You are too honest, child. My mother was wiping her tears and said, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have urged you to get married. Mom, this is not your fault. I was the one who misjudged him. I stayed at home for one night. The next morning, my mother made me my favorite poached eggs. Janua, don't look for this kind of woman anymore. Look for someone who is down to earth and decent. I know, Mom. In fact, I know very well in my heart that I will not find a girlfriend in the short term. After being heard like this by Su Qingwen, I no longer trust women. When I returned to the city, I received a call from lawyer Wang. Mr. Zhao, the divorce procedures have been completed. You can come and get the divorce certificate tomorrow. Okay. There is one more thing. Miss Su asked me to ask you, are you still living in the house? If not, she wants to buy it back. I was stunned for a moment. The house is our wedding house. It is located in the city center and we bought it for 3 million yuan. Now that the house prices have gone up, it should be worth around 5 million. She wants to buy it back? How much? I asked. 5 million. No, I refused. Mr. Zhao, 5 million is already the market price. If I say I want to sell it, then I want to sell it. I hung up the phone. This house is our wedding house. Even though we are divorced, I don't want to sell it to her. Let her live in her mansion. I want to keep this house for myself. The next day, I went to the law firm to get my divorce certificate. A red divorce certificate, the same size as a marriage certificate. But the meaning is completely different. From today on, I am single. 32-year-old bachelor. After leaving the law firm, I drove around the streets aimlessly. Before we knew it, we arrived at the restaurant we often go to. The signature dish of this restaurant is sweet and sour pork ribs, which is Su Qingwen's favorite. Every time we have a fight, I bring her here to eat and she immediately stops being angry. Now that I think about it, her happiness at that time might have been fake. I parked the car and walked into the restaurant. How many people, sir? The waiter asked. 1. I found a seat by the window. We ordered 2 dishes, one is sweet and sour pork ribs, the other is shredded potatoes with green peppers. This is a classic combination between me and Su Qingwen. The food came and I ate it alone. The sweet and sour spare ribs still taste the same, but they taste bitter in the mouth. I remember our first visit to this restaurant 3 years ago. At that time, Su Qingwen was still an intern and her salary was very low. I treated her to a meal and she was very careful when ordering the dishes, picking only the cheap ones. I said, it doesn't matter, just order whatever you want. She smiled and said, then I want sweet and sour pork ribs, it's my favorite. Her smile was so innocent at that time. Now that I think about it, maybe she started acting from that time. Play a simple and kind female college student. Play a little woman who is easily satisfied. Play a wife who loves me deeply. Her acting is really good. It's so good that even I, the person next to him, was deceived for 3 years. Just as I was thinking about it, the cell phone rang. It's an unfamiliar number. Hello? Are you Mr. Zhao Janua? Yes. I am Lin Haoren. I almost dropped my chopsticks. Lin Haoren? Su Qingwen's new husband? Why did he call me? Is there something wrong? I tried to make my voice sound calm. I want to meet with you to clarify some things. What is there to talk about between us? Please give me a chance, just half an hour. I was silent for a while. Where shall we meet? Where are you now? I'll come find you. I gave the address of the restaurant. 20 minutes later, Lin Haoren appeared. He is younger than me, about 26 or 27 years old. He is really good looking, no wonder Su Qingwen chose him. Mr. Zhao. He sat down opposite me. Mr. Lin, I am also very polite. Congratulations on your wedding. His face looked a little embarrassed. Mr. Zhao, I owe you an apology about Qingwen. Apologize? I put down my chopsticks. Why should I apologize? I know you and Qingwen haven't officially divorced yet, but we held the wedding. This is really inappropriate. I sneered. Not appropriate? Mr. Lin, what you are doing is called bigamy, which is illegal. Little Tiger documents are anti-piracy. Find the book machine and choose Little Tiger. Stable and reliable, don't step into traps. Lin Haoren's face became even uglier. Mr. Zhao, you are right. But what? But Qingwen told me that you had separated a long time ago, but you just hadn't completed the formalities yet. I nodded. She was right, we did separate. For one night. One night? Lin Haoren was stunned. Yes, it was the night before the wedding. I looked at his shocked expression and said, Mr. Lin, it seems your bride didn't tell you the truth. Lin Haoren's hands were shaking. Mr. Zhao, you mean? I mean, 3 days ago, Su Qingwen was still my wife. We lived together, slept together, and led a normal married life. Lin Haoren's face turned pale. Impossible. Qingwen said you have been separated for a long time. What else did she tell you? I'm curious, did she say that I was not good to her? That we had no feelings for each other? Lin Haoren nodded. I took out my cell phone, found the chat history between Su Qingwen and me, and put it in front of him. Look, this is the chat record from the day before the wedding. The chat records show, Su Qingwen, honey, I may be back late tonight, you go to sleep first. Me, okay, be careful on the road. Su Qingwen, I love you me, I love you too. After Lin Haoren finished reading it, his face turned ashen. Mr. Zhao, I don't know. Now I know. I put away my phone and said, Mr. Lin, your bride's acting is so good that even you were fooled. Lin Haoren lowered his head and didn't speak for a long time. After a long time, he looked up at me and said, Mr. Zhao, what are you going to do now? What else can I do? I have already obtained the divorce certificate, and the matter is settled. Then our wedding. Mr. Lin, your wedding is fake. I'm being very direct. It is not legally recognized. You are now at best in a cohabitation relationship. Lin Haoren's face turned even paler. But I changed the subject and said, if you truly love each other, you can have a new wedding after our divorce procedures are officially effective. When does the divorce procedure take effect? Next week. Lin Haoren nodded. Thank you for telling me this. You're welcome. I stood up and said, Mr. Lin, I have something to say to you. You say. Be careful. Your bride is a master of disguise. After saying that, I turned and left the restaurant. Lin Haoren sat in his seat, motionless. I think he must be feeling very complicated right now. No man could bear to find out his new wife was a liar. But that's none of my business. Since Su Qingwen chose him, she must bear the corresponding consequences. And I am about to start a new life. On Friday afternoon, I was sorting documents in the office when my cell phone rang. It's an unfamiliar number. Hello? Mr. Zhao, I am Private Investigator Chen Chang. Someone has commissioned me to investigate your marital status. Private detective? Who will investigate me? Who commissioned it? This cannot be disclosed. But I can tell you that the client wants to know the true identity of your ex-wife Su Qingwen. I was stunned for a moment. What did you find out? A lot of stuff. Would it be convenient for us to meet? Where? The coffee shop downstairs from your company. 10 minutes later, I met Chen Chang in the coffee shop. He is a middle-aged man in his 40s and looks very shrewd. Mr. Zhao, please take a seat. I sat down and asked directly, what did you find out? Chen Chang took out a folder, Su Qingwen's true identity. He opened the folder, which contained a lot of photos and information. Su Qingwen, whose real name is Su Yuqing, is the only daughter of the chairman of Jiangnan Textile Group. Her net worth is conservatively estimated at 2 billion. 2 billion? I gasped. Chen Chang continued, after she graduated from university, her family arranged a job for her, but she was unwilling to accept the family business and wanted to start her own business. So she came to Beijing, concealing her identity, hoping to make a career with her own abilities. But starting a business is difficult, and she needs a stable backer. So she found someone like you to marry. I see. Su Qingwen married me just to have a stable harbor. If the business fails, I, an honest man, will support her. So why do you want a divorce now? Chen Chang flipped through the information, because her business was successful. What's the meaning? During the 3 years that Su Qingwen worked at the advertising company, she secretly established her own cultural media company. Now the company is valued at more than 50 million. To protect your files from piracy, choose Xiaohu when searching for books or robots. It is stable and reliable, and you won't make mistakes. Moreover, she also met Lin Haoran. Lin Haoran's family was also rich, and they were a good match. I smiled bitterly, so she doesn't need me anymore. Yes. And she is also worried that you will ask for a division of her property after knowing her true identity. So she chose to divorce actively and get rid of you with 50 million. After hearing this, I felt like I was struck by lightning. It turns out that in her eyes, I am just a tool that can be discarded at any time. Mr. Chen, who commissioned you to conduct the investigation? Chen Chang hesitated for a moment. It was Lin Haoran. Lin Haoran? Why did he investigate Su Qingwen? When did he commission it? Yesterday. Yesterday, it was after we met. It seems that my words made him suspicious. What else did he say? He said, if Su Qingwen really hid something, he hoped I could tell you the truth. I nodded. Although Lin Haoran stole my wife, he is still a good person. At least he was willing to let me know the truth. Mr. Chen, can I take these materials? Of course. This is meant for you. I took the information back to the office. After reading it carefully, I felt mixed emotions. Su Qingwen concealed it too deeply. Even her name is fake. No wonder she never let me go to her house, saying that she was afraid that her parents would not agree with us being together. It turned out that she was afraid that I would discover her true identity. I remember a detail. 3 years ago, when we registered our marriage, she took out her ID card. I just took a quick look at it at the time and didn't check it carefully. Now that I think about it, that ID card might also be fake. Or maybe she used some other method to deceive the staff. Regardless, our marriage was built on lies from the beginning. I took out my phone and sent a WeChat message to Su Qingwen. Miss Su Yuqing, we need to talk. 5 minutes later, she replied. Did you know? Knew. Where to meet? Old place. The old place is the park where we had our first date. An hour later, I saw Su Qingwen by the lake in the park. Xiaohu bot prevents documents from being piracy. If you are looking for a book robot, choose Xiaohu. It is stable and reliable, and you will not fall into traps. She is still as beautiful as ever, but she has become a stranger in my eyes. Manhwa. She walked up to me. Should I call you Su Yuqing or Miss Su? I said coldly. She bit her lip. You can call me whatever you want. Why did you lie to me? Su Qingwen was silent for a long time before she spoke. At first I just wanted to hide my identity and experience the life of an ordinary person. What happened next? Later I got used to it. Used to cheating? She nodded, yes. I looked at her and a huge anger welled up in my heart. Su Yuqing, do you know how much harm your deception has caused me? I know. Her eyes were red, so I gave you 50 million. 50 million? I sneered. Do you think 50 million can buy 3 years of my sincerity? No. She shook her head, but it was all I could do. Why can't you be honest with me? Why can't you tell me the truth? Su Qingwen looked at the lake and said softly, because I'm scared. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid that once you know my identity, you will become a different person. I was stunned. What's the meaning? Janua, do you know that since I was a child, everyone who approached me was after my family's money? I want a pure love, someone who truly loves me. So I hid my identity, wanting to see if anyone would really fall in love with the real me. After listening to it, I felt very complicated. On the one hand, I understand where she's coming from. On the other hand, I could not forgive her for her deception. Why divorce? Since I love the real you, why can't we just keep going? Su Qingwen turned her head and looked at me, because we are not suitable. What's wrong? Our worlds are different. Sooner or later I have to go back to my world, and you don't belong there. So you chose Lin Haoren? She nodded. He and I are from the same world. I see. In her eyes, I will always be that ordinary person who is not worthy of her. Even though she once loved me, the reality gap made her choose to give up. Su Yuqing, if time could go back, would you still choose to marry me? She thought for a long time. Yes. But I will tell you the truth. So why can't we start over now? Because it's too late. She shook her head and said, Haoren and I have already developed feelings for each other. I smiled bitterly. Relationship? How long have you known each other? 1 year. 1 year? I was shocked. You knew him a year ago? Su Qingwen nodded. A year ago, we were still living a normal life as husband and wife. She would also tell me that she loved me. It turned out that she already had someone outside at that time. Su Yuqing, you really impressed me. I stood up and prepared to leave. Janhua. She called me. What else? Sorry. I looked back at her. If apologies are useful, what do we need the police for? So what do you want? I don't want anything. I said very firmly that from now on, we will go our separate ways. That 50 million. I will give it back to you. Su Qingwen was stunned. Why? Because I don't want to owe you anything. After saying that, I left without looking back. When I got home, I took out my bank card and prepared to transfer the 15 million back to her. But when it came time to transfer the money, I paused. Why give it back to her? These 50 million are the price she paid for deceiving me for 3 years. I keep it as it is. Besides, I can do something meaningful with the money. For example, investing, starting a business, or helping more people. I don't want to let Su Qingwen's money go to waste. I want to use her money to live a better life. After figuring this out, I felt a lot more relaxed. Let the past be the past. In the future, I will create a better life through my own efforts. Su Yuqing, thank you for letting me see what false love is. From now on, I will never trust anyone easily again. But I will live well. I can still live a wonderful life without you. When I went to work on Monday, my colleagues looked at me strangely. I know that the news of Su Qingwen's marriage has spread. Although no one knew the specific circumstances, everyone guessed that we were divorced. Janua, what's going on? There's a rumor online that your wife is getting married? My colleague Xiao Wang came over to gossip. I said lightly, divorced. When did it happen? How come we don't know about it? Just finished the formalities. Xiao Wang wanted to ask something but was called away by the department manager, Mr. Li. Ms. Li is a woman in her 40s and she is usually very caring towards me. Janua, come here for a moment. I walked into Mr. Li's office. Sit down. Mr. Li poured me a cup of tea and said, I heard you are divorced? Yes. Could you please tell me the reason? I was silent for a while. We were just incompatible personalities. Mr. Li nodded. Emotional matters are complicated. I won't ask any more questions. But what? But I heard that your ex-wife married a very rich boss? I smiled bitterly, yes. Janua, don't you think there is something wrong here? What's the problem? Mr. Lee looked at me seriously. What does it mean when a woman gets married right after getting divorced? This means she already had other options. Yes. Mr. Lee slapped the table and said, "This is cheating on your spouse." I shook my head. Forget it, Mr. Lee. It's all over. It's over? Mr. Lee got excited and asked, Janua, do you know the legal consequences of having an affair during marriage? What are the consequences? According to the Civil Code, the party who cheats during marriage will receive less property, or even no property at all, during the divorce. I was stunned for a moment. I really don't know about this. Mr. Lee, our property division has been determined. If confirmed, you can reapply. Mr. Lee said firmly, Janua, do you know how much money your ex-wife's family has? Yes. About 2 billion. Mr. Lee almost knocked over the teacup. 2 billion? Yes. So how much did you get? 50 million. Mr. Lee did the math. 50 million divided by 2 billion equals 2.5%. Janua, you only got 2.5% of her property. I've never calculated like this. Now that I calculate it, it is indeed very little. Mr. Lee, but this money is her premarital property. Premarital property also depends on the situation. Mr. Lee took out his cell phone and said, I'll introduce you to a lawyer friend who specializes in this kind of case. I stopped her, Mr. Lee, it's really not necessary. I don't want to have any more disputes with her. Janua, you are too honest. Mr. Lee is so disappointed. She has deceived you for 3 years, and you still want to help her? I just want to start a new life. Mr. Lee sighed, forget it, it's your own business, I won't force you. But what? But you have to be careful. People like Su Qingwen are very scheming. Who knows, there might be some tricks up her sleeve. Mr. Lee's words made me feel a little uneasy. What other tricks does Su Qingwen have? We are divorced and she is married. What else can I do? In the afternoon, I received a call. Mr. Zhao, I am the account manager of Huaxia Bank. There is something wrong with your account. Please go to the bank. Account abnormality? I quickly put down my work and drove to the bank. When I arrived at the bank, the account manager received me very politely. Mr. Zhao, your account has been frozen by the court. What? I was shocked. Why did it freeze? The account manager took out a document. Someone has sued you, saying that the source of your funds is unknown. I took the document and looked at it. Plaintiff, Su Yuqing. Litigation request, freeze the funds in Zhao Jianua's account and investigate the source of funds. Reason, suspected that Zhao Jianhua transferred the couple's joint property during the marriage. I was shaking with anger. What is Su Qingwen going to do? It was clearly her who gave me the money, and now she is accusing me of transferring property? Account manager, when will this freeze be lifted? We have to wait for the court's decision. How long will that take? It can be as short as half a year or as long as a year. I felt like the sky was falling. 50 million has been frozen, and I only have tens of thousands of dollars on me now. This amount of money is not even enough to pay the mortgage. I took out my cell phone and called Su Qingwen. Hello, the number you dialed is powered off. The power is turned off. I sent her another WeChat message, and it showed that the message had been sent but was rejected. She blocked me. I want to find her, but I don't know where she lives now. She married Lin Haoran and must have moved away. I thought of Private Detective Chen Chang and called him. Mr. Chen, I want to know Su Yuqing's current address. Mr. Zhao, I can't provide this. Why? Because now Lin Haoran has entrusted me to investigate her. If I give you her information, it would be a disclosure of the client's privacy. I see. Now everyone is on Su Qingwen's side. I'm the only one fighting. When I got home in the evening, I looked up the relevant legal provisions on the internet. Indeed, if one party suspects that the other party has transferred property, they can apply to the court to freeze the other party's account. But Su Qingwen went too far. It was clearly her who gave me the money, but now she is biting back at me. I remembered what Mr. Lee said and took out my cell phone to call her. Mr. Lee, can you give me the phone number of that lawyer friend? Of course. Have you finally figured it out? Well, I'm going to fight back. Okay. I'll send you the phone number right away. 10 minutes later, I received a call from my lawyer. Mr. Zhao, I am attorney Zhang. Mr. Lee told me about your situation. Lawyer Zhang, I would like to ask you to help me with this lawsuit. No problem. But I need to know some details. When would it be convenient for you to come to my law firm? Tomorrow afternoon. Okay, I'll wait for you. After hanging up the phone, I felt much better. Su Qingwen, you think I'm easy to bully, right? Then you are totally wrong. Although I am honest, it doesn't mean I am weak. Since you want to play, I will play with you to the end. This time, I will make you pay the price. The next afternoon, I showed up at Lawyer Zhang's office on time. Lawyer Zhang is a woman in her 30s who looks very capable. Mr. Zhao, please take a seat. I recounted the whole incident in detail. After listening to this, Lawyer Zhang frowned and said, "This case is a bit complicated." Where is the complexity? First of all, Su Yuqing concealed her identity and married you, which constitutes marriage fraud. Secondly, she had an emotional relationship with someone else during her marriage, which is cheating. Third, she is now counter-suing you for transferring property, which is a malicious lawsuit. I nodded. Can we win then? We can win. Lawyer Zhang is sure, but he needs evidence. What evidence? Evidence that proves she concealed her identity, evidence that she cheated on you, and evidence that she gave you the 50 million on her own initiative. I thought about it. There should be evidence of concealing the identity, the information obtained by the private detective. Where is the evidence of cheating? She and Lin Haoran have known each other for a year, but we just divorced a few days ago. This is not enough, more direct evidence is needed. The evidence of the 50 million, I took out my cell phone, which contained the transfer records and the WeChat messages she sent. Lawyer Zhang took a look and said, these can be used as evidence. But they need to be supplemented. How to supplement? We need to retrieve detailed bank records and also apply for her call records. Can it be adjusted? Yes, by applying through the court. I breathed a sigh of relief. So when do we start? Right away. Lawyer Zhang took out a power of attorney agreement and asked you to sign it first. I will start preparing it immediately. I signed it and paid the lawyer's fee. Lawyer Zhang said, Mr. Zhao, this case is expected to take about 3 months. During this period, your account will continue to be frozen. I know. Do you have other income? Salary. Is that enough to live on? I did the math, and after deducting the mortgage, the money was indeed tight. It's just barely enough. Lawyer Zhang thought for a while and said, in this way, I can help you apply to unfreeze part of the funds for basic living. Thank you, Attorney Zhang. You're welcome. Lawyer Zhang stood up and said, Mr. Zhao, we must win this lawsuit. Not only will we seek justice for you, but we will also make those who deceived others pay the price. I held Lawyer Zhang's hand. Please. When I walked out of the law firm, I felt full of fighting spirit. Su Yuqing, since you want to play law with me, let's see you in court. This time, I won't let you succeed. A week later, I received a summons from the court. Su Yuqing not only sued me for transferring property, but also sued me for cheating on my wife. I almost laughed out loud when I saw this accusation. She cheated on me, and now she's accusing me of cheating on her? This ability to confuse right and wrong is truly admirable. I called Lawyer Zhang right away. Lawyer Zhang, Su Yuqing added another lawsuit request. I saw it. Lawyer Zhang's voice was calm. She was playing with fire. What's the meaning? The more she accuses us, the better it is for us. Why? Because it proves that she is guilty. A person will only resort to such means when they are in the wrong. I breathed a sigh of relief. So how should we deal with it? Give them a taste of their own medicine. Lawyer Zhang said firmly, if she sues you for cheating, we will counter-sue her for cheating. May I? Of course. And our evidence is much stronger than hers. In the afternoon, lawyer Zhang sent me a document. It is our counterclaim. Litigation request. Confirm that Su Yuqing cheated on her husband during marriage and require her to bear the liability for breach of contract. It is confirmed that Su Yuqing concealed her identity and the marriage is invalid. Demand Su Yuqing to pay 10 million yuan in compensation for mental damage. Require Su Yuqing to bear all litigation costs. After reading the counterclaim, I felt very happy. This time we are no longer passively defending, but actively attacking. Su Yuqing, you want to play, right? I'll play with you till the end. The next day, I went to the bank and met Lin Haoran. He looked haggard, as if he hadn't slept well for a long time. Mr. Zhao. He took the initiative to say hello. Mr. Lin, I'm also very polite. Is it convenient for us to chat? Can. We sat down in a cafe next to the bank. Mr. Zhao, I heard that you and Xingwen are in a lawsuit. Yes. I didn't hide it. She sued me first. Lin Haoran nodded, I know. Mr. Lin, your expression tells me that you have something to say. Lin Haoran hesitated for a moment. Mr. Zhao, can you withdraw the lawsuit? Why? Because this lawsuit does no one any good. I sneered, it's not good for you, but it's good for me. What are the benefits? Give me back my innocence. I looked into his eyes and said, Mr. Lin, you should know that the one who cheated was Su Yuqing, not me. Lin Haoran's face turned ugly. Do you know all this? Know what? I know that Xingwen and I have known each other for a year. I nodded, yes. And more. Mr. Zhao, I can assure you that Xingwen and I have never had any substantial relationship. Substantial relationship? I find it funny, Mr. Lin, do you think cheating is only about physical cheating? Lin Haoran was stunned. There is also mental infidelity. I continued to say that when Su Yuqing married me, she was thinking of you. If this is not infidelity, what is it? Lin Haoran had nothing to say. Moreover, I took out my cell phone and I have evidence to prove that you are not only God cheating is that simple. I showed him the hotel records that lawyer Zhang had retrieved. Last August, you guys booked a room at the Grand Hyatt. Last October, you booked a room at the Shangri-La Hotel. In March this year, you booked a room at the Intercontinental Hotel. Every time he looked at a record, Lin Haoran's face turned paler. Mr. Zhao, these are all evidences retrieved by the court. I put away my phone and asked, Mr. Lin, do you still want to say that you have no substantial relationship? Lin Haoran was completely speechless. After a long time, he finally spoke, Mr. Zhao, what do you want? I want Su Yuqing to apologize publicly and admit her mistake. What else? Compensate for my mental loss. How much? 10 million. Lin Haoran took a breath. So many? Not much. I was very calm. She cheated me for 3 years, more than 3 million a year, which was reasonable. What if she disagrees? See you in court. I stood up and said, Mr. Lin, I want to advise you to persuade your newlywed wife as soon as possible. Don't go further and further down the wrong path. She has dropped the case against you. I was stunned. When? Yesterday. Lin Haoran smiled bitterly. She knew she was in the wrong and didn't dare to continue making trouble. What about my counterclaim? She wants you to revoke it too. I shook my head, impossible. Why? Because I want an explanation. I looked at him and asked, Mr. Lin, can you understand how a man feels when he is deceived by the woman he loves the most for 3 years? Lin Haoran nodded, I understand. Because I was also deceived by her. Have you been scammed too? She told me that you were very mean to her and often beat her. I sneered, what else did she say? She said you have no ability, can't make money, and can only rely on your parents for support. What else? She says you have violent tendencies and that she lives in fear every day. After hearing this, I was so angry that I was shaking all over. In order to be with Lin Haoran, Su Yuqing actually said such bad things about me. Mr. Lin, do you believe it? Lin Haoren shook his head. I don't believe it now. Why don't you believe it now? Because through observation over this period of time, I found that Qingwen is very good at lying. For example? For example, she told me she was a virgin, but the doctor found out she wasn't after checking. I was shocked. Su Yuqing could even tell such a lie. How did she explain it? She said it was an accidental injury. Lin Haoren smiled bitterly, and I believed her at the time. Now what? Now I know that's because she and you had sex. I nodded. Mr. Lin, it seems that you were also seriously injured by her. Yes. Lin Haoren sighed. I thought I had found true love, but I didn't expect to find a liar. Lin Haoren nodded. Mr. Zhao, I would like to ask you a question. You say. Do you think Qingwen loved you? I thought about it for a long time. Maybe I loved her, but that kind of love was very shallow and could not stand any test. Does she love me then? What do you think? Lin Haoren shook his head. I don't know. She is very cold to me now and often doesn't go home. Where did you go? She said she was busy with company matters. I remembered the information Chen Chang had investigated. She did have her own company. Do you know her company? I know a little bit. A cultural media company with an estimated value of 50 million. Lin Haoren was stunned. 50 million? She told me it was only a few million. I looked at his shocked expression and suddenly felt a little sympathy for him. This man, like me, was regarded as a fool by Su Yuqing. Mr. Lin, I advise you to quickly investigate Su Yuqing's background. Otherwise, you will regret it. You mean? I mean, she might have fooled more than just the two of us. Lin Haoren's face turned pale. After a while, he asked, Mr. Zhao, if I testify for you, can you reduce your compensation request? Are you willing to testify? I am willing. Lin Haoren was very determined. I don't want to be deceived by her anymore. I thought about it and said, yes. If you are willing to testify in court and prove that Su Yuqing did cheat, I can reduce the compensation to 5 million. Deal. Lin Haoren extended his hand. I shook hands with him. It feels amazing to go from being an enemy to an ally. But I know this is the best choice. Su Yuqing is too good at disguising herself. Only if we work together can we reveal her true face. Mr. Lin, there is one more thing I want to remind you. What's up? Your wedding with Su Yuqing is invalid. Why? Because when she married you, she had not yet officially divorced me. Lin Haoren was stunned for a long time. So what is our relationship now? Cohabitation relationship. What if I want to break up? You can do it any time. There are no legal restrictions. Lin Haoren nodded. I understand. We chatted for a while longer and agreed on the specific details of the testimony. I was in a good mood when I left the cafe. With Lin Haoren's testimony, we are sure to win this case. Su Yuqing, no matter how smart you are, you still missed something. You think all men will be enchanted by your beauty and keep secrets for you. I didn't expect that the men you hurt would unite against you. This is the price of your betrayal. In the evening, I received a call from lawyer Zhang. Mr. Zhao, I have good news. What is the good news? Su Yuqing took the initiative to apply for settlement. Reconciliation? I sneered. Is she afraid now? It must have been her lawyer who told her that she couldn't win the case. What conditions did she put forward? Compensate you 3 million and both parties will withdraw the lawsuit. I thought about it, not enough. What is your request? 5 million, a public apology, and admission of fault. Okay, I'll talk to her lawyer. After hanging up the phone, I felt very satisfied. Su Yuqing finally had to pay the price for her actions. Although 5 million is nothing to her, it is a matter of attitude. She must admit her mistakes and take responsibility for her deception. The next day, lawyer Zhang called. Mr. Zhao, she agreed. Do you agree to all the conditions? Yes. 5 million in compensation, a public apology, admitting to having an affair and hiding one's identity. I breathed a sigh of relief. When will the agreement be signed? Tomorrow afternoon. Okay. After hanging up the phone, I thought back to 3 years ago. At that time, Su Qingwen was still a female college student who looked simple and kind. She would be happy for a long time because of a bouquet of flowers I bought for her, and would be moved to tears because of a love word from me. At that time, I thought we would be happy forever. Unexpectedly, everything was an illusion. She has been acting since the beginning, playing a wife who loves me deeply. Now the play is finally coming to an end. She has to pay the price for her acting skills. 5 million is a new beginning for me. I can use this money to invest, start a business, or live in a different environment. In short, I am about to turn over a new page in my life. Su Yuqing, thank you for teaching me what reality is. From now on, I will never believe in love easily again. But I will live a good life and work hard for a better tomorrow. The day the settlement agreement was signed, I deliberately wore my best suit. It was not to leave a good impression on Su Yuqing, but to make herself more confident. In the meeting room of the law firm, Su Yuqing was already waiting there. She wore exquisite makeup and high-end professional attire, looking elegant and decent. But in my eyes, she has lost all her beauty. Manhwa. She saw me and greeted me. I ignored her and sat next to lawyer Zhang. Su Yuqing's lawyer is a man in his 50s who looks very experienced. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Lawyer Zhang took out the agreement. The protocol is simple. Su Yuqing paid Zhao Jianhua 5 million yuan in compensation for mental damage. Su Yuqing publicly admitted to having an extramarital affair and concealing her identity. Both parties withdrew all lawsuits and did not pursue each other. Su Yuqing's lawyer took a look and said, "No problem." Su Yuqing picked up the pen and signed the agreement. When it was my turn, I paused deliberately. Su Yuqing, do you have anything to say to me? She looked up at me with mixed emotions in her eyes. I'm sorry, she said softly. Speak louder, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. She raised her voice. I'm sorry, Jianhua, I hurt you. What else? I shouldn't have concealed my identity, shouldn't have cheated on you during marriage, and shouldn't have deceived you. I nodded with satisfaction and signed my name on the agreement. When will the 5 million arrive? This afternoon, Su Yuqing said. I stood up and prepared to leave. Jianhua. Su Yuqing called me again. Anything else? It's nothing. It's just. She hesitated. What is it? I just hope you can live well. I sneered, you don't need to care. After saying that, I left without looking back. Walking out of the law firm, I felt relaxed. The farce is finally over. Not only did I get back my own money, but I also made Su Yuqing admit her mistake. Although this cannot make up for the harm I suffered, it at least gives me an explanation. In the afternoon, 5 million arrived on time. Adding the previous 50 million, I now have 55 million. This money is enough to provide me with comfortable food and clothing for the rest of my life. I remembered what Mr. Li said and called her. Mr. Li, I'd like to treat you to a meal. Is the lawsuit over? The fight is over, I won. Great. Where to eat tonight? Golden Bay Hotel. In the evening, Mr. Li arrived at the hotel on time. I told her the whole process. After listening to this, Mr. Li clapped his hands and cheered, Jianhua, you finally stood up for once. Thanks for your reminder. This is what you deserve. Mr. Li raised his glass and said, come on, let's toast to your new life. We clinked our glasses and drank. Jianhua, what are your plans next? 11 AOHU but document anti-piracy book finding robot just choose it, it's right, it's stable and you 1T make mistakes. I thought about it, I might quit my job and start my own business. Start a business? What to do? I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll start a company, or maybe I'll invest in others. Mr. Li nodded and said, with your ability and current funds, starting a business should not be difficult. Well, I'll consider it carefully. We chatted for a while, and Mr. Li suddenly said, Jianhua, I have a niece, she is 28 years old and is a doctor. Would you like me to introduce her to you? I shook my head. Mr. Lee, I don't want to think about relationship matters for the time being. Why? I was hurt too deeply by Su Yuching. In a short period of time, I had no trust in women. Mr. Lee nodded in understanding. That's right, take your time, there's no rush. After dinner, I drove home. When I passed the park, I stopped the car and walked in. There are too many memories of Su Yuching and I here. First date, first kiss, first time saying I love you. Everything was so good at that time, and I thought I had found the love of my life. Now think about it, those beautiful memories were built on lies. I sat down by the lake, took out my cell phone and deleted all the photos of Su Yuching. Including our group photos, her solo photos, and even the photos of us having dinner together were deleted. After deleting it, I felt empty inside. 3 years of memories were completely erased by me. But it is necessary. Only by completely forgetting the past can we embrace the future. I pulled out my phone and called the real estate agent. Hello, I want to sell my house. What house? I reported the address and room type. This house is easy to sell and its current market value is around 6 million. 6 million? I'm a little surprised. It's a lot higher than 3 years ago. Yes, this location has seen a lot of appreciation. When is a convenient time for you to view the property? Tomorrow afternoon. Okay, we'll contact you tomorrow. After hanging up the phone, I sent another email to the company's human resources department. Apply for resignation. Reason: personal development needs. Time of leaving: 1 month later. After sending the email, I felt relieved. Sell your house, quit your job, and move on from the past. Then use the money to do something meaningful. Maybe it's starting a business, maybe it's investing, maybe it's traveling around the world. In short, I want to live a brand new life. Su Yuching gave me pain, but also gave me the opportunity to start over. From this perspective, I should thank her. Thank her for letting me see what fake love is. Thanks to her for making me understand what evil people are. Thank her for giving me this money, which gave me the opportunity to replan my life. From now on, I will never be as naive as before. I will treat relationships more rationally and choose friends more carefully. I will focus on my career and use success to prove my worth. Su Yuching, you think you can live a better life by abandoning me. But you are wrong. The person who will truly live a better life is me. I will use practical actions to prove how stupid your original choice was. You will regret it. But by then, it was too late. The news of the resignation quickly spread throughout the company. Colleagues were all very surprised and came over to ask the reason. My answer is, I want to change the environment. Actually, I don't want to tell you the real reason. Who would believe that he got 55 million in divorce? And I don't want anyone to know my privacy. The department manager talked to me. Janua, are you sure you want to resign? Sure. Can you tell me the specific reason? How did the company let you down? I shook my head. It's not the company's problem, it's my personal problem. What personal reasons? I want to start a business. The manager was stunned for a moment. Starting a business? Do you have the funds? There are some. How many? I thought about it. Maybe a few million. The manager was surprised. How many millions? Where did you get so much money? Divorce. The manager suddenly realized, I see. Janua, your ex-wife's family is really rich. I didn't explain much. It would be fine if they thought it was the money obtained from the divorce property division. At least no one will doubt the source of my funds. After get off work, I went to see several office buildings. If you want to start a business, you must first have an office space. I have my eyes on a 200 square meter office building in the core area of CBD. The rent is not cheap, it costs 1.2 million a year. But the location is good and suitable for companies. Sir, what business are you going to do? Asked the real estate agent. Not finalized yet. Maybe investment management. Investment management is very profitable and this position is a good fit. I signed the lease on the spot and paid 1 year's rent. Then I found a decoration company and started designing the office. According to my requirements, simple, elegant, and technological. The renovation budget is 1 million. Everything is going according to plan. Someone wants to buy the house. A business owner was very straightforward and offered 6 million directly. I agree. The transfer can be completed in 3 days. By then I will have completely said goodbye to the past. While I was busy with these things, Lin Haoren called me. Mr. Zhao, Qingwen and I broke up. Broke up? I'm a little surprised. What's the reason? I found out she was lying to me again. How did you cheat? She said her company was valued at only a few million, but in reality it was worth 50 million. What else? She also kept a gigolo outside. I was shocked. Pretty boy? A 23-year-old model, very handsome. How did you find out? I had a private investigator follow her and take photos. I suddenly understood something. Mr. Lin, does Su Yuqing have any special hobbies? What hobbies? I like to have my feet in several boats at the same time. Lin Haoren was silent for a while. Maybe. She told me that she likes the feeling of being loved by many people. I smiled bitterly. We were all treated as tools by her. Yes. Lin Haoren sighed. Mr. Zhao, I regret robbing your wife now. Mr. Lin, you don't have to regret it. She chose to betray, not you. But there is nothing to worry about. I interrupted him. We all know what kind of person she is. So what are you going to do? Me? I thought about it and decided to forget her and start a new life. I really envy your carefree attitude. Mr. Lin, you should also start over. A woman like Su Yuqing is not worth any man's sadness. You are right. Lin Haoren's voice became firmer. I want to concentrate on my career and never get involved in love again. That's right. We chatted for a while longer, encouraging each other. Two men who were hurt by the same woman have now become friends. This feeling is strange, but also very real. After hanging up the phone, I thought of Su Yuqing. What on earth is this woman thinking? Isn't she tired of dating 3 men at the same time? Or does she just enjoy the feeling of being surrounded by multiple men? Or does she treat love as a game and men are her toys? Anyway, I'm glad I got out of it early. Otherwise, I don't know how long I will be deceived by her. Now I am free. Have money, time, and dreams. This is how life should be. The next day, I went to the company to go through the resignation procedures. The HR department was very efficient and completed the task quickly. Mr. Lee specially treated me to a meal. Janua, let's keep in touch if we have the chance. Maybe we can still cooperate. Definitely. I raise my glass to thank Mr. Lee for his care over the years. You are welcome. Mr. Lee also raised his glass and wished you success in your business. We clinked our glasses and drank them all. I had mixed feelings when I left the company. I have worked here for 5 years. Although it is not a good job, I have some feelings for it. Now I have to leave, and I feel a little reluctant. But that's life, you have to let go when it's time to let go. It's time to move forward. I drove around the street and finally stopped in front of a 4S store. Since you are starting a new life, you need a new car. My old car was bought 3 years ago and now looks a bit shabby. Sir, what car are you looking for? The sales consultant was very enthusiastic. Mercedes-Benz S-Class. Good vision. This way please. The sales consultant took me to see several cars. I chose a black S450, which cost 1.1 million in total. Sir, are you paying in full or taking out a loan? Full payment. The sales consultant's eyes lit up. Okay, I'll do the procedures for you right away. When I swiped the card, I had a wonderful feeling in my heart. I would never have thought of buying a car like this before. Now you can easily afford it. Money can really change a lot of things, including a person's state of mind and self-confidence. When I picked up the car, I sent a WeChat message to Lin Haoren. Bought a new car, Mercedes-Benz S-Class. He quickly replied, "Congratulations. I want to change my car too." What to change? Porsche 911. Good choice. Let's go look at the car together. Okay. I drove my new car to pick up Lin Haoren. Two men who have been hurt by the same woman are now going to buy a luxury car together. It feels great. It was as if announcing to the world, we are better off without Su Yuqing. At the Porsche 4S store, Lin Haoren quickly selected a red 911. The price is 1.8 million. He also paid in full. Man, we are all rich, Lin Haoren joked. Yes, thanks to Su Yuqing. I laughed too. Do you want to celebrate? How to celebrate? Going to the bar for a drink? I thought about it and said, okay. We drove our new cars to the most upscale bar in the city center. We asked for a private room and ordered the most expensive whiskey. Cheers to a new life. Lin Haoren raised his glass. Cheers to a new life. I raised my glass too. We drank a lot and talked a lot. About the past, about the future, about dreams. Suddenly, Lin Haoren asked me, "Janua, do you hate Su Yuqing?" I thought about it for a long time. No hate. Why? Because hating someone is too tiring. I took another sip of wine, and she made me grow up. How to say it? I used to be too naive and thought that everyone in the world was kind. Now I know that people's hearts are treacherous and I must always be vigilant. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Good thing. I am sure that at least I will not be easily deceived anymore. Lin Haoren nodded, I think so too. Su Yuqing taught us what reality is. Yes. I raise my glass to thank teacher Su Yuqing for her life lessons. Ha, well said. Lin Haoren also raised his glass to thank teacher Su Yuqing. We clinked glasses again and drank them all. We got very drunk that night. But I'm in a good mood. Because we all know that the hardest time is over. Next, it's time to enjoy your new life. A month later, my company officially opened. The company's name is Yuan Hang Investment Management Company, Ltd. The implication is to sail into the future and invest in dreams. I hired 5 employees, an investment director, 2 investment managers, a finance officer, and an administrator. They are all elites in the industry and have high salaries. But I don't care about the costs. If you are going to do it to the best of your ability. On the opening day, Lin Haoren sent a large flower basket. The card reads, I wish Yuan Hang Investment will prosper and make a lot of money. Mr. Li also came and brought a few friends with him. They are all wealthy bosses and potential customers. Janua, congratulations. Mr. Li is very happy. It is not easy to change from an employee to a boss. Thanks to Mr. Li for his support. You're welcome. Mr. Li patted my shoulder and asked me to bring him along if there were any good projects in the future. Must. I introduced the company's business model to you. There are mainly 2 parts, one is to help clients with asset allocation, and the other is proprietary investment. Simply put, it means using your professional abilities to make money for your clients and yourself. Investment Director Wang Feng is a 35-year-old returnee with 10 years of investment experience. He introduced several successful cases to the bosses present. Everyone listened carefully and expressed their intention to cooperate. 3 clients signed contracts that day, with a total entrusted amount of 10 million yuan. I am very satisfied with this successful start. In the evening, I treated all the employees to dinner. At the dinner table, I said, ladies and gentlemen, although our company has just been established, its goals are very clear. What goal? Wang Feng asked. Within 3 years, the managed funds reached 1 billion. Everyone was surprised. 1 billion is not a small amount. Mr. Zhao, this goal is a bit high, said an investment manager. Is it high? I am very confident that as long as we do well, 1 billion in 3 years will not be a problem. So what do we do? Professional, refined, and personalized. I made it very clear that each client needs a tailor-made investment plan. Got it. Wang Feng nodded and said, we will do our best. Good. I raise my glass and toast to the future of Yuanhang investment. Cheers! Everyone raised their glasses and the atmosphere was very lively. The next day, I officially started my investment career. I did several projects with my own money. Bought some high-quality stocks and invested in 2 promising startups. I also bought some financial products to diversify risks. After 1 month, the yield reached 15%. This is already a very good result in the investment world. The customers were very satisfied and increased their investment amounts. The company's fund management scale soon exceeded 50 million. I feel like everything is moving in the right direction. Just as I was immersed in the joy of success, an unexpected phone call came in. Mr. Zhao, I am Su Yuqing. When I heard this voice, I was stunned. Is there anything wrong? My tone was cold. I want to see you. We have nothing to see. Yes. Her voice was urgent, something very important. What's the matter? It's hard to explain over the phone, let us talk about it in person. I was silent for a while, where shall we meet? Still the same old place, by the park lake. When? Now. Now. I checked the time. It was 8 o'clock in the evening. So late? Very urgent. I thought about it, an hour later. Okay, thank you. After hanging up the phone, I was very puzzled. What does Su Yuqing want to see me for? Aren't our issues resolved? Is she in trouble again? An hour later, I appeared at the park lake on time. Su Yuqing was already waiting there. She looked haggard and no longer as radiant as before. Janua, you are here. She stood up. Tell me what's going on. I didn't sit down, but kept my distance. I want to ask you a favor. Help? I sneered. Su Yuqing, do you think I will still help you? I know this is an excessive request, but I really have no choice. What help? Su Yuqing bit her lip. I need money. Money? I was even more confused. Aren't you very rich? 2 billion? I can't touch that money. Why? Because my father froze my shares. I understand a little bit, why freeze? Because of my lifestyle. Su Yuqing lowered her head, he knew about my affairs with several men. How many men? Besides you and Howren, there is also that model. I shook my head. Su Yuqing, you really are. I don't know what to say. I know I went too far. Her eyes were red, but I really couldn't control myself. What can't be controlled? I can't control my desire to be loved. I looked at her and suddenly felt a little sympathy. This woman may really have psychological problems. Su Yuqing, you should see a psychiatrist. I've been to the doctor and he said I have a love addiction. Love addiction? It means that you have to be in love with multiple people at the same time to feel safe. I have heard of this disease, but I didn't expect it to happen to Su Yuqing. So how are you now? It was very painful. She wiped her tears, Howren ignored me, and the model also left me. What about your company? It was taken back by my father. I was silent. It looks like Su Yuqing is really miserable now. From a wealthy girl to penniless. How much do you want? I asked. 10 million. 10 million? I was surprised. What for? Go abroad for treatment. There are hospitals abroad that specialize in treating this type of mental illness. I thought about it for a long time. Su Yuqing, why should I help you? Just consider it as the fact that we once loved each other. Love? I smiled bitterly. Have we ever had true love? Su Yuqing was silent. After a long time, she said, at least, I once loved you truly. When? When we first met, she looked at me and said, you were very kind to me at that time. I was very touched. What happened next? Later, I couldn't control myself anymore. I always wanted more love. I understand. Su Yuqing is not a bad person, she is just sick. Her love addiction caused her to do many things that hurt others. Su Yuqing, I can lend you money. Her eyes lit up. Really? But there are conditions. What conditions? First, you have to pay back the money. Second, you have to get well. Third, after you are well, you can't hurt innocent people anymore. Su Yuqing nodded vigorously. I promise you. Okay. I'll take out my phone and give me your account. Do you want to transfer now? Right. Su Yuqing reported her account and I transferred 10 million on the spot. Janua, thank you. She cried, you are the only one willing to help me. Don't thank me. I stood up, recovered from my illness, and started a new life. I will. Su Yuqing. I called her. This is the last time we meet. Don't contact me again. She nodded, I understand. I turned and left the park. Walking on the road, I felt complicated. On the one hand, I am proud of my kindness. On the other hand, I also feel sad for Su Yuqing. Such a beautiful and smart woman was tortured by mental illness like this. I hope she can recover from her illness abroad and start a new life. I also hope that she will not hurt anyone again in the future. When I got home, I sent a WeChat message to Lin Haoran. I met Su Yuqing today. He quickly replied, what's wrong? She is addicted to love and now she wants to go abroad for treatment. Love addiction? It is a mental illness that requires one to be in love with multiple people at the same time. So that's it. Lin Haoran made an expression of sudden enlightenment. No wonder she was like that. I lent her 10 million. Are you still helping her? She is sick and I can't just stand by and watch her die. Lin Haoran was silent for a while. You are kinder than me. This is not kindness, this is liberation. What's the meaning? Helping her is also helping myself to let go. Got it. Lin Haoran sent a thumbs up emoji. You did the right thing. I turned off my phone, took a shower and went to bed. There is still a lot of work to do tomorrow. The company needs to develop, customers need to be served, and projects need to be followed up. A busy life is the best therapy. Su Yuqing, I wish you a speedy recovery. I also hope you can find true happiness. And I will continue to move forward on the path I have chosen. 3 months later, Yuanhang Investment had become a well-known investment company. The scale of managed funds has exceeded 200 million, and the number of clients exceeds 50. Several projects we invested in have achieved good returns and established a good reputation in the industry. Wang Feng often says to me, Mr. Zhao, your investment vision is really accurate. I was just lucky. That's how I always answer. But I know it's not just luck. After experiencing what happened to Su Yuqing, I have become more accurate in my view of people and things. Be able to see the essence through phenomena and avoid many traps. That afternoon, I was analyzing the feasibility of a new project in my office when my secretary knocked on the door. Mr. Zhao, there is a lady who wants to see you. What lady? She said her last name was Li and she was introduced by your friend. I thought about it and decided to let her in. Soon, a woman in her 30s walked in. She was wearing a proper business suit and light makeup, and looked very elegant. Hello, Mr. Zhao. She took the initiative to extend her hand and said, I am Li Yuan. Ms. Li, please take a seat. I shook hands with her. Which friend introduced her? It was Mr. Li. The Mr. Li she was talking about should be my former department manager. She said you are an investment expert and wanted me to come and consult. What project do you want to invest in? Li Yuan took out a document. I want to open a high-end beauty salon. I took the information and looked at it. The project plan is very professional and includes market analysis, financial forecast and risk assessment. Ms. Li, how much money does this project require? The total investment is 5 million. I have 2 million and I need another 3 million. What industry are you in? I used to be a beautician, and later I did beauty training. Li Yuan is very honest and has accumulated some experience and connections. I nodded. The beauty industry does have prospects, especially the high-end market. Ms. Li, I need a detailed evaluation of your project. Give me a week and I will get back to you. Okay. Li Yuan stood up and said, I won't bother you anymore. Wait. I called her, Ms. Li, can I ask you about your personal situation? What personal situation? For example, marital status. Li Yuan was stunned for a moment, then laughed, Mr. Zhao, does this have anything to do with investment? Of course it does matter. I am serious about this. The personal stability of the entrepreneur directly affects the success rate of the project. So that's it. Li Yuan thought about it and said, I've been divorced for 2 years and I'm raising my child alone. How old is your child? 6 years old, in primary school. I gave her extra points in my heart. Single mothers who start their own businesses have purer motives and are more resilient. Any other questions? Li Yuan asked. Not yet. I will give you a reply in a week. Okay, thank you, Mr. Zhao. After Li Yuan left, I studied her project plan carefully. Overall, this is a good project. The market positioning is clear, the financial planning is reasonable, and the risks are controllable. And the beauty industry is indeed a sunrise industry. 3 days later, I made my decision. Invest 3 million and hold 30% of the shares. I called Li Yuan and said, Ms. Li, we can invest in your project. Really? She sounded so excited, that was great. We have some requests though. What are the requirements? Finances must be transparent and we need to be involved in major decisions. No problem. Then let us make an appointment to talk about it in detail. Is tomorrow afternoon okay? Can. The next afternoon, Li Yuan arrived at the company on time. We talked for 2 hours and finalized the details of the cooperation. When signing the contract, Li Yuan said, Mr. Zhao, thank you for trusting me. Ms. Li, I am not investing in a project, I am investing in a person. I am sincere and I believe in your ability and character. I won't let you down. I believe. After the contract was signed, we had a meal together. During the chat, I learned more about Li Yuan. Her ex-husband was a civil servant. He was a good person but had no ambition. The two had different personalities and eventually divorced. The child lives with her, and it is not easy for her to work and take care of the child alone. Ms. Li, starting a business will be very busy, what about the children? My mother will come over to help take care of the children, Li Yuan said, and I will arrange my time properly and will not neglect the children. I nodded. This woman is very responsible and a good mother. Mr. Zhao, can I ask you a personal question? Li Yuan suddenly said. What's the problem? Are you married? I was stunned, divorced. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have asked. It doesn't matter. I smiled and asked, why do you ask this? Li Yuan blushed, I'm just curious. I understand what she means. But I don't want to get into a new relationship right away. After being hurt by Su Yuqing, I am still a little wary of women. Miss Li, let's do our business first. Yes, business is important. Li Yuan also realized that he was a little abrupt. We quickly ended the topic. But I feel that Li Yuan may have some feelings for me. This bothers me a little. On the one hand, Li Yuan is indeed a good woman. On the other hand, I don't want to talk about feelings right now. When I returned to the company, Wang Feng asked me, Mr. Zhao, how was the discussion today? Signed, investment 3 million. Does this project have prospects? Yes. I am sure, and the investors are good. Investor? Wang Feng smiled and said, Mr. Zhao, are you interested in Miss Li? What nonsense. I rolled my eyes at him. It was purely a business investment. Really? Wang Feng was still laughing. Why did you go to talk in person instead of asking us to go? I have nothing to say. Indeed, according to company procedures, such small investments should be negotiated by investment managers. It is indeed a bit unusual for me to take action personally. Okay, I admit it. I sighed. Miss Li did leave a good impression on me. I told you so. Wang Feng was very proud. Mr. Zhao, you should find a girlfriend. I'm not ready yet. When will it be ready? I don't know. I shook my head. Maybe I will never be ready. Why? Because I'm afraid of getting hurt again. Wang Feng nodded in understanding. He knew about my divorce. Although he didn't know the specific reason, he could guess that I was hurt. Mr. Zhao, not all women are the same. I know. I smiled bitterly, but I need time. Then take your time. Wang Feng patted my shoulder, but don't miss a good person because of fear. I nodded. Wang Feng is right. We can't deny all women just because of Su Yuqing. But I do need time to heal the wounds inside. After get off work in the evening, I stayed in the office alone until very late. Processed some files and looked at a few new projects. At around 9 o'clock, I prepared to go home. As soon as I walked downstairs, I saw Li Yuan standing there. Miss Li? I'm surprised. Why are you here? I want to treat you to a midnight snack. She was a little nervous, so she just regarded it as a celebration of our successful cooperation. I looked at the time. So late? I know you are very busy at work, so you waited until now. I thought about it, okay, but not too late. You still have to go back to take care of the children. The child is at my mother's place and I have time tonight. We went to a small restaurant nearby. We ordered a few dishes and 2 bottles of beer. During the chat, I found that Li Yuan was a very interesting woman. She is smart, kind, responsible and has a good sense of humor. Completely different from Su Yuqing. Su Yuqing is the kind of woman who makes people fall in love with her at first sight, but she is very complicated inside. Li Yuan is the kind of woman whose charm you need to get to know slowly before you can discover it, but she is very real. Mr. Zhao, why did you choose to start a business? Li Yuan asked. I wanted to prove my ability. I thought about it and wanted to live a freer life. So did you achieve your goal? Part of it has been achieved. I smiled, but there is still a long way to go. I think so too. Li Yuan raised his glass and said, "Cheers to our dreams." Cheers to your dreams. We clinked our glasses and drank them all. At this moment, I feel very relaxed. Maybe it's time to give yourself a chance. Give Li Yuan a chance, and give yourself a chance. After all, life cannot always live in the shadow of the past. Li Yuan's beauty salon opened. The address is located in the core area of CBD and is decorated very stylishly. On the opening day, I also attended the ribbon cutting ceremony. Business is surprisingly good, with appointments scheduled for a month later. Looking at the busy Li Yuan, I feel very relieved. This woman is indeed capable and charming. Mr. Zhao, thank you. After the ribbon cutting ceremony, Li Yuan excitedly told me that without your investment, there would be no success today. This is the result of your own efforts. I sincerely say that I just provided some funds. No, you provide not only funds, but also trust and support. Hearing this, my heart felt warm. During this period of contact, my impression of Li Yuan has become better and better. She is not only capable at work, but also has good character. More importantly, she made me feel the long-lost warmth. Ms. Li, are you free tonight? I'd like to invite you to dinner to celebrate the opening of our business. Of course I am free. There was a flash of surprise in her eyes, but I should be the one to treat you. Next time. I smiled and said, I will treat you today. We went to a fancy French restaurant. The environment is very romantic, with soft lighting and live violin performance. This place is so beautiful. Li Yuan looked at the decorations around her and asked, do you often come to places like this? Not often. I answered truthfully that I actually prefer simpler places. So why choose here? I looked at her, because I think you deserve better. Li Yuan blushed and lowered her head to play with the cutlery in her hands. Mr. Zhao, I will misunderstand you if you say that. What's the misunderstanding? I misunderstood you. I misunderstood that you were interested in me. I was silent for a moment, then said, what if I say yes? Li Yuan raised her head, with surprise and happiness in her eyes. Really? Really? I nodded. Li Yuan, I want to pursue you. But, she hesitated, we are partners. So what? I smiled. Business cooperation and personal feelings can be separated. What if we are together and have disagreements in business? Then let's do it according to business rules. I'm serious, feelings are feelings, business is business. Li Yawen thought for a long time and finally nodded, okay, I'm willing to try. Really? I can't believe it. Really? She smiled and said, actually, I have a good impression of you too. When did it start? From the first time we met, she said frankly, you gave me a very reliable feeling, like a man I can rely on. Hearing this, I felt warm in my heart. Reliable, I like this review very much. So are we dating now? I guess so. Li Yawen said shyly, but we have to take it slow. Why? Because I have children, the situation is more complicated. I understand her concerns. Single mothers do have to consider more factors when dating. It's okay, we can understand it slowly. I held her hand and said, I won't put pressure on you. Thank you for your understanding. From that day on, Li Yawen and I officially started dating. We meet 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes for work discussions and sometimes for personal dates. I have also met her son, a very cute little boy named Li Xiaofeng. At first, Xiaofeng was a little repulsive to me, probably because he was worried that I would steal his mother's attention. But slowly, he began to accept me. I often buy him toys, play games with him and take him to the amusement park. Uncle, will you always be with me and my mother? Xiaofeng suddenly asked me one day. If you want, I will. I answered seriously. That's great. Xiaofeng jumped up happily, I finally have a dad. This sentence touched me deeply. This child lacks fatherly love, and I also need a complete family. Maybe we can really be a family. Li Yawen's beauty salon was doing very well and she recovered her investment in just 3 months. At this rate, profitability will be achieved within a year. My investment vision has been verified once again. Mr. Zhao, you are really my benefactor. Li Yawen often said this. We are partners and it is our duty to help each other. No, you've helped me more than just a partner. She said seriously, you've changed my life. Indeed, Li Yawen is completely different now than before. She used to be a single mother, struggling to make a living. Now she is a successful female boss with her own career and love. The whole person exudes confidence. It is the result of your own efforts. I hugged her, I just showed up at the right time. Then you are my angel. She leaned in my arms, thank you for appearing in my life. Holding her in my arms, I feel at peace. This feeling is completely different from when I was with Su Yuqing. When I was with Su Yuqing, I was always worried about losing her and was always anxious about gains and losses. When I am with Li Yawen, I feel a sense of security and belonging. This is what true love should be like. A year later, I proposed to Li Yawen. The venue was chosen to be the French restaurant where we had our first date. Yawen, will you marry me? I knelt on one knee and took out the diamond ring. I do. She cried with excitement. The guests around us applauded us. At that moment, I felt like the happiest man in the world. Our wedding was a simple one, with only our closest friends and family invited. Lin Haoren is here too. He is concentrating on his business and looks good. Janua, congratulations. He patted my shoulder and said, you have found true love. Thank you. I smiled. What about you? Do you have a girlfriend? No. He shook his head. After being hurt by Su Yuqing, I became a little afraid of women. Take your time, you will always meet the right person. I hope so. At the wedding, Li Yawen was very beautiful, like an angel. Xiaofeng wore a small suit and served as our flower girl. He held my mother's in my hands and said happily, from today on, we are a family. Yes, we are a family now. I touched his head. At this moment, I felt that my life was finally complete. I have a woman I love, lovely children and a successful career. This is the life I want. After the wedding, we went to the Maldives for our honeymoon. In the villa by the sea, Lee Yoan and I talked about the past. Yoan, don't you regret choosing me? Why should I regret it? She asked. Because I had a failed marriage. So what? She smiled, everyone has a past, what is important is the present and the future. Do you really not mind? I don't mind. She said seriously, and I want to thank your ex-wife. On the stage, the groom was reading his vows. I am willing to marry Su Qingwen, whether rich or poor. If it weren't for her, how could I have met such a wonderful person like you? Hearing this, my heart felt warm. Indeed, if Su Yuqing hadn't betrayed me, I wouldn't have gotten divorced. If I hadn't gotten divorced, I wouldn't have started my own business. If I hadn't started my own business, I wouldn't have met Li Yuan. From this perspective, I should thank Su Yuqing. Thank her for letting me go through the lows of life and also for letting me find true happiness. Yuan, I love you. I hugged her. I love you too, she responded.